I'm Leah Jorgensen. Welcome to my show, Between Two Vines. Today, I'm happy to introduce a winemaker or viticulturist, sometimes both, Gabrielle Shaffer. So is it Napa or Oregon?
Yeah.
It says you are the viticulturist at Stagecoach Vineyard on Atlas Peak in California, and yet you're also assisting Quail Run Vineyards in Southern Oregon, owners of Stagecoach Cellars. So Stagecoach Vineyards, Stagecoach Cellars, just jumped from one stagecoach to another, little lady.
It seems like you're trying to kind of pin me in a hole.
The name of your wine, Gambling and McDuck.
Yes, indeed.
It goes back to when you were 5 years old. You created a childhood game, a spy game. The name Gambling comes from a similar name your friends gave you as a secret name used during your games. Why do I feel nervous to ask, what was the name?
Galadriel Gambling, but...
What?
Galadriel Gambling, and you're not in the club because you know that.
Why so many secrets? It says you opened your tasting room in downtown Napa in 2018. Cool. Sandwiched between a massage parlor and an adult store called Pleasures Unlimited. Which one do you work at?
I try to spend my money equally at both.
Is that real? Is that for real?
Yeah.
I mean, a massage parlor and Pleasures Unlimited?
Yeah, and they're both really skanky. True story.
And come inside in the middle and have some wine.
Yeah, we thought about doing like a 3-part punch card, and then like, what order do you go in? Like, tasting room first, massage parlor second, or sex toy store second? I don't know, but tasting room first, always 100%.
Probably the sex toy store, then the massage parlor.
Yeah, I had a really, like, honestly uncomfortable massage there, and I never went full nude again for my massages at that place.
You're originally from a small town in central Minnesota.
Yes.
I like Minnesota, but central Minnesota. Are you in a cult?
No blue dresses, but otherwise, I have standards.
Well, her wines are cultish, and that means they're really cool, very small production, limited access. Tell us about how you left Minnesota and the world of import-export distribution, and then landed a gig as a viticulturist in Napa.
Not by horse and buggy or stagecoach, as you might have presumed, but by a little roundabout way of spending about 6 months in Mexico, just thinking about it, drinking a lot, and really parsing out what we wanted to do. Getting to Napa, interning for some really fucking cool Cab Franc gurus, and playing and doing school and work and work and work and more work, and then starting our label.
That's very cool. Well then, why Cab Franc? And what about the Loire inspired you? And I think we have something here in common. Why I think we like each other, one of the main reasons. But yeah, what was it about Cab Franc for you?
So when I was in the import business, I went on a trip to the Loire and was just blown away, really just drawn to it, magnetic, in love. And the food, the culture, the people, the place, the wines. And so they do, of course we know, predominantly Chenin Blanc and Cab Franc, and so I just really wanted to focus on those. I think they're both incredibly versatile varietals that I could twist about in a bunch of different ways, both classically and with different nuances and weirdness and fun.
And so you started Gambling and McDuck. You were making Cab Francs in California.
That's right.
Based in Napa. Is that right? The tasting room's in Napa.
The tasting room is in
Vineyards
Napa.
from different sources.
We started in Napa.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And so when you started was it 2008? Is that right?
2009.
2009. Was Cab Franc just starting to emerge in Napa as a varietal that's, you know, has the ability to be a non-traditional like Napa style red?
I'd been talking about it for a bit, even when I was working at the import company, as like the next varietal that like people are going to really grasp onto, because it has nuance, it can be powerful, but it can be delightfully elegant and nuanced. And I and many are sick of overblown reds, and so it's kind of something that I wanted to latch onto for that reason.
I had that premonitory experience as well. I've said the same thing working in distribution. Yeah, totally. I was like, it's going to be Cab Franc. It's Cab Franc. I love Cab Franc. My boss was from the Loire Valley in DC before I moved out here.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So I mean, we do a Chenin Blanc and a Cab Franc, and we want as our two main wines, and like try to sort of emulate as much as possible our Loire love. And then everything else is all fun and games as far as what we do with it.
And the reality is, the Napa Valley is not the Loire Valley, just like Southern Oregon is not the Loire Valley. You find your points of reference, right? And then you do your own thing.
And we've moved around to a lot of different vineyards based upon that.
That's very cool. Okay, well then, and I'll segue. What are the major differences farming in Napa versus Rogue Valley? Like, what drew you up north to Southern Oregon?
Well, Napa is just kind of overdone, overplayed, jumped shark. Is that the thing? I don't know. I always mix up my metaphors.
Shark tornado?
Exactly. That's the one. And we wanted to expand boundaries and sort of start to do like a move around the world. Like, we'd love to do an East Coast Cab Franc. I'm working on a project in Mexico to do a Chenin Blanc down there. I would really love to do a South African Chenin Blanc. I did a harvest there in 2012. So, yeah.
So, what is your favorite part about the process? Like, whether it's in the vineyard or when you're in the cellar or both? Like,
there are so many good things, but I guess like the things that I always come back to are smells. Like, I love flowering season in the vineyard. I mean, like, once they start to open up and you just walk around and it's like, it's dreamy and airy, and I love it. And then also fermentation, when it's at that, like, just starts in and it turns into like berry compote pie. I love that.
I know.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, and of course, like, finished product when you nail it and it has all of the nuance that you wanted to put into it, and it works.
Yeah. And you can walk away from bottling.
Fuck bottling.
I know every single winemaker when I talk to them. What's your favorite part? Well, it's not bottling.
No, bottling sucks, man.
It sucks. Yeah. It's logistically the most vulnerable part because things can go wrong.
Everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
Every single time there's something that goes wrong.
Your glass doesn't arrive. We
screen printed the wrong vintage on a bottle once.
Oh.
That did not go over well.
No.
Let's move on from that.
Okay, we'll move on from that. Who is McDuck and what is his role?
McDuck is the other half and the guy who does most of everything, to be honest, especially since I moved up here to Oregon. He got that name because when we were in Mexico, he was drinking a lot of tequila and reading Scrooge McDuck comic books and started just waxing poetically about like how amazing they were. And
did he do the voice?
Sometimes, and his last name's McClary, so he just became McDuck. And so that's I call him Duck now. He's down to Duck.
Yeah.
But he does all the graphics. He does like really all of the creative. Especially since I've moved away, he's really taken on the winemaking piece of things. He does day-to-day business. He's running the tasting room since I left, which has turned into, now that we are reopened, quite an affair.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Massages?
Air hockey table.
Oh.
No shit.
Okay. Air hockey.
Seems relevant, right?
Well, we were thinking about getting like one of those old-timey, what are they, Skee ball? I'm gonna run right down the middle.
Bocce?
Kind of with the skee ball, like
Like
it goes in the circles.
not shuffleboard.
Not shuffleboard, like you roll the ball up. They have them like a.
Oh,
she's saying, yeah.
skee ball.
Skee ball. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really good at it.
I'm okay at it.
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't done it in years, but we'll play. So I'm thinking about getting one, like an old timey one.
Yeah,
I think it would be entertaining, but then
Yeah.
like if people are drinking, like balls will be flying everywhere. And I said that right here. That's right.
Balls are. Never mind.
What's the most important thing to Gambling and McDuck as Napa-based producers?
That we are beholden to nobody but ourselves and each other, and we have the freedom and ability to create whatever we want in our own way.
That's remarkable. And even remotely there, whatever, like you're able to just make this thing happen and be a part of it. And I love that idea that you're not tied to having to be down there all the time. That's kind of a fantasy of mine right now, to not be tied and beholden to this spot that we're here, but like we can maybe take a gap year.
Yeah, right.
And still have some things in play.
We have with some different projects, and we're beholden to Cab Franc and Chenin Blanc, and Adam McDuck has definitely tried to push me on that, and it's still far no go.
Is McDuck ever going to be Ducky? Like, Pretty in Pink?
Pretty in Pink. No, because I have a different kind of love for Ducky.
All right, I do too. Ducky's great. How can people get your wines?
Easiest way, 2 ways, off of our website, gamblingmcduck.com, or going to our tasting room, which is in downtown Napa on 2nd Street, sex toy store, massage parlor, and air hockey.
You can build your whole afternoon.
Yeah, and it's a heck of a lot of fun there. And there's a tasting menu, and we often go off of it, and it's a lot of fun.
Cool.
We also like to, we have a lot of friends who make wine, as we both do, and so like kind of showcase other people's stuff, and so yeah, it's fun.
Nice. So there you have it. This has been a really fun chit chat session with Gabrielle, and this is first time that I've been able to not only showcase Gambling and McDuck. We did have a nice tasting this past summer of our Cab Francs. I brought a white Cab Franc. She brought a sparkling Blanc Cab Franc. Kind of is Loire Cremant inspired.
Yeah, it's Method Champenois, Blanc de Noir.
Okay.
Or yeah.
It's delicious. It blew our minds. We had that with dinner last summer, and then we broke open some other Cab Francs. So someone near and dear to my heart. We have something obviously very much in common, and it's rare that I get to talk to Oregon winemakers up here who are on the same track with Cab Franc. So I kind of feel very lucky to know you.
I feel lucky to know you.
And very inspired, and I have a mental note now, like we need to collaborate more and talk and like come up with some really cool things.
Also, she's older than me.
I am. That's right. I won that award. I'm older. Do you win that? Is that something you win?
Well, I think that we should determine after skee ball.
That's right. We're gonna have a skee ball, an old timey skee ball, court, lane, whatever, installed in our little tasting space. So stay tuned for that. We might do some of our future videos with some serious competitions.
It could get really ugly.
It could get very ugly. We'll see. You heard it first here. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.